Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lema, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger with SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your monthly angel card reading for December 2015. So we are in the last month of this year of empowerment, this year of balancing the material and the physical. And when we look at the numerology vibration of this month of December, we are talking about a 2 vibration. If we add the universal year of 8 for 2015 to the month 12, which December is the 12th month, we actually get 20. And when we reduce that 20 down to 2 plus 0 equals 2, we have a month that deals with balance, okay? So this is the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. This is balance and compromise in relationship matters. This is about equality, the equality of give and take, justice. And if we think about what the 20th major arcana is, because December does vibrate to 20, the 20th major arcana in the tarot deck is the Judgment card. And you can look further into the meaning of the Judgment card just to get a sense of what the vibrational energy of December is going to be like. But in a nutshell, this is about awakening to a higher consciousness. If you think about the Judgment card, it's usually depicted with Archangel Gabriel blowing a horn, and that's in the traditional tarot deck. And that blowing of the horn with Archangel Gabriel, again, it's like a wake-up call to awaken to a higher sense of being, a higher sense of energy, again, a higher consciousness. So we want to start by looking at, very quickly, some of the highlights of the astrological energies before we get into looking at what the angels have to say for this monthly reading. When we start out, we have a couple of planets that are going to turn stationary direct this month of December, and we have a couple of planets that are shifting into different signs. And so there is quite a lot of energy that's going to be happening this month. And we start out on December 3rd with Chiron going stationary direct at 17 degrees of Pisces. Now, Chiron in mythology is the wounded healer. It is where we have a wound that we carry with us from previous lifetimes that supposedly, according to the myth, it's never able to be healed. Now, I'm not really a believer in something never being able to be healed, so I'm going to say that that Chiron wound that you come in with, and everybody has Chiron somewhere in their astrological chart, but wherever Chiron is by sign and house for you in your chart is where you have the greatest karmic wound, so to speak. It's again, a past life wound that kind of repeats itself. It's a repeating theme, if you will, something that needs healing. Now, Chiron was also a healer, an alternative healer, and I believe that through this alternative way of looking at how to heal this wound, that we are all able to achieve that in this lifetime. So again, Chiron's going direct on December 3rd at 17 degrees of Pisces. And whenever a planet goes direct or retrograde, when it's kind of stopping to slow down and turn direct, or stopping and slowing down to turn retrograde, it always kind of intensifies the energy of that planet. So right in the beginning of the month here, before and after the 3rd, when Chiron actually goes direct, you're going to feel the heightening of this energy of this particular wound. And with it being in Pisces right now, it's a spiritual wound. It's a wound about our sense of faith, our sense of trust in a higher plan and the divine timing of that plan. It's about, believing in our spiritualness as spiritual beings, a part of God's source energy or universe. And so some of this, and I really feel like it's on a subconscious kind of energetic level, this Chiron energy is going to be welling up in the beginning of the month. Now on the 4th of December, Venus, the planet of love and relationships, as well as the planet of money and finances, is shifting into the sign of Scorpio. So she's leaving her home sign of Libra behind, where she was very comfortable as far as equality and partnerships and relationships. And now she's moving into Scorpio. And this is going to really deepen the energy. Venus in Scorpio can be more passionate, it can be more sexual, it is an energy that really kind of goes deep as far as desire is concerned. Now, from a financial perspective, Scorpio is one of the signs of the zodiac that rules other people's money and other people's finances, and Venus, again, is a planet that also rules money and finances in some ways. So these together, it could heighten the energies of your financial state of well-being, certain money situations or business associations or business plans that deal with money might be highlighted as Venus moves through that sign of Scorpio. And she's going to change signs again before the end of December. So she's going to move right through very quickly that sign of Scorpio, but it will bring up some things regarding money, usually, again, resources and money regarding other people, from other people outside of you. Again, going back to relationships, she's really wanting to feel desirous. She's wanting this, deep attraction, deep connection. She wants to merge her energies with a significant other while she's in that sign of Scorpio. Now, as we move into the 5th and 6th of December, I just want to mention that the moon is going to be in the sign of Libra. And I'm mentioning this because on that day, or on those 2 days, the 5th and the 6th, the moon in Libra is going to connect with Mars in Libra, square Pluto, the planet of transformation, which is in Capricorn, and then oppose Uranus, the planet of sudden and unexpected changes, which is in the sign of Aries. And all the while, Mars is also going to be squaring Pluto as well. So there's a lot of energy that's building up around those dates right there. Again, this is all within the first week of December so far that we're talking about this intense energy that's coming in. As we move to December 9th, Mercury, the planet of communication, our thoughts and our ideas, it's moving into the sign of Capricorn. So it's going to be much more grounded, much more goal-oriented. It's going to be very ambitious. It's going to think about what are the steps I need to take, or what direction am I going on my destiny path, and how can I best accomplish everything that it is that I want to accomplish as I think about these things and come up with different ideas. The next highlighted energy in December is actually on the 11th of December, and we have a new moon at 19 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, the interesting thing about this new moon, and of course a new moon is a sign of new beginnings, new directions. Sagittarius is a very optimistic, uplifting kind of sign, but sometimes Sagittarius can also be very opinionated and very blunt and direct. And this new moon on the 11th is actually making a square or a challenging aspect to Chiron, which, remember, on the 3rd just went into direct motion. So there may be some wounds here regarding our belief systems, regarding opinions from other people or our opinions and how other people accept those opinions. There might be some wounds regarding judgment, self-judgment, or maybe judgment against others that come up around this new moon time period. Then we skip all the way to the 21st, and this is the regular time of the year that the sun moves from Sagittarius into the sign of Capricorn. So now the sun is moving into Capricorn along with that Mercury energy to really, again, focus on the next steps that we want to take on our path to expand our direction and who we are out in the world. And this is, again, we're nearing the end of the year, and oftentimes during the end of the year we go through that self-reflection mode of what have we accomplished during the last year and where do we want to go into where do we want to go as far as a direction into the next year or the new year. So this is about that time period where, this Capricornian energy comes in and we start being a little bit more practical and grounded and objective about where it is we want to go next. And then on Christmas Day, the 25th of December, we have a full moon at 3 degrees Cancer, full moon on Christmas Day. Now, if that wasn't enough to have that full moon building up, which whenever we have a full moon building up, the energies become more intense. This full moon in 3 degrees Cancer on Christmas Day is really going to highlight home and family matters, matters of our emotions, our sensitivities, our feelings, how we nurture other people or how we're being nurtured. And also, along with this strong full moon, we have Uranus turning to direct motion at 16 degrees of Aries. Now, Uranus at 16 degrees of Aries, and it's coming very close, although it won't become exact with Pluto in another square, it comes very close to a challenging square aspect with Pluto towards the end of December, all through January, and all through February. It's only a degree apart from Pluto during that time. So this is huge transformation and change again. All those Pluto-Uranus squares that we've had over the last couple of years, bringing changes and redirections and transformations in our life. Well, even though it doesn't come direct, or it doesn't come into an exact aspect, December, January, and February, we're going to feel the influence of that. And especially on Christmas Day with that full moon, with Uranus turning to direct motion, going to intensify the energies of Uranus, which on a physical level, you're going to feel like a buzzing in your body, an electrical energy, maybe some anxiety and anxiousness, might be having trouble with sleeping. On an emotional and mental level, it's going to, again, highlight some feelings of nervousness, or feeling like you want to change something, you want to break free of something. So, you know, Uranus is all about freedom. So it's about breaking free, doing something unconventional, doing something different, beating to your own drum. And again, with it being in the sign of Aries, it's very independent and wants to go in its own way. So these energies are all going to be highlighted right around Christmas. On the 30th of December is when Venus changes signs again and goes into the sign of Sagittarius. And now Venus, again being the planet of love and relationships as well as money and finances, is going into a freedom-oriented sign, because Sagittarius is very freedom-oriented, but it's also, again, very inspirational, very expressive, very idea-oriented, very optimistic. So all of those energies as well are going to play out in relationships and within situations and circumstances with our money and finances. So that's a little bit of the highlight of what's going on astrologically. Let's take a look at what your stones of choice are for your special message card, which, by the way, the deck we're using for the regular reading is Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck, and your special message card for December is going to come from Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. Your stones of choice for that special message card, the first stone of choice is an amethyst, and I chose all three of these stones as they're all higher vibrational stones that in some way deal with crown chakra energy and opening up to that higher consciousness, which is, again, going back to Major Arcana number 20 with the Judgment card, which vibrates to the month of December. That higher consciousness and opening up the crown chakra also deals with Uranus going stationary direct on Christmas Day. But anyway, the first stone of choice being the amethyst. Amethyst is very good as a spiritual energy. It's a nice, soft, peaceful, compassionate, and unconditionally loving spiritual energy. But again, an energy of opening up that crown chakra. Your second stone of choice, this is selenite. Again, selenite, high vibrational stone, can deal with the crown chakra, can deal with the third eye chakra. And this opens up guidance with your angels and with ascended masters, your guides of the higher vibration of light. It helps you with past lives and future lives. Very wonderfully powerful stone, selenite. Your last stone of choice, also very high vibrational stone. This is celestite. This is a small piece of celestite. And celestite also vibrates to the crown chakra, but I also want to say with the ear chakras and the throat chakra. So hearing messages and speaking your truth. And this is a stone, celestite, also that helps you to get in touch with angelic guidance, angelic messages. So again, your stones of choice for your special message card. The beautiful purple amethyst, the selenite, or the celestite. Let's take a look at the cards for the month of December and see what the message is. Okay, so we start out with the Seven of Fire. Okay, the Seven of Fire says defend your belief systems and decisions, or I guess it says defends your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, and choose your battles wisely. Okay, the fire element is the spiritual element, so this deals with spirit. It also deals with creativity and passion and kundalini energy. And the number 7 is a very self-reflective, internal kind of energy. Number 7 is usually where we draw within or pull back our energies, and we do more meditation and contemplation. So right away, again, I want to reiterate that we're going to be doing a lot of going within and contemplating what have we done over this past year. What have we accomplished? Have we accomplished everything that we've set out to? Or contemplating and meditating upon the events of the year. What has happened, and what has all of this been teaching me, or what am I supposed to learn, or have I learned from these circumstances and situations in my life? This number 7 also deals with trust and faith. So again, this is going to be about trusting or having faith in the divine plan, the spiritual plan, if you will. And with the message, the traditional message of this card, this is where, again, we have to stand in our truth and stand up for what we believe. And we might have to defend ourselves against other people's belief systems, but remember, the best way to do this is through unconditional love and compassion. Just because you feel or think or believe one way doesn't mean everyone thinks or feels or believes in the same way, and it's okay. We're all different. We all have different ways of thinking and believing, and we have to honor that with one another. We do have to stand up for what we believe is right for us and for our lives, but we also have to honor that maybe that's not what everybody else thinks is best, or maybe it's not best for them, but it is best for us. So just stand in your truth and defend the decisions that you make. If there's a particular decision that you're making, stand strong in it. And again, go in and reflect on, why am I doing this, or what, is this the best course of action for me? So let's go ahead and take a look at the second card for the month. Maybe we can get more information. Okay, we have another fire card here, and this is the 10 of Fire. It says at the bottom, too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, and stress-related health concerns. Now, this is a card that really deals with feeling like the weight of the world is upon your shoulders, that there's a lot going on, you're feeling overburdened, you're feeling overstressed, you're pushing yourself too hard. And a lot of us do this when we get to the end of the year, not just because it's Christmas time, although that's part of it, but because it's the end of the year. And again, at least on a subconscious level, if not a conscious level, we're trying to wrap up loose ends. We're trying to, take care of certain things that maybe throughout the year we haven't completed or finished yet. And, we're trying to make sure that we're on the right track and on the right path, so that as we're getting ready to go into a new year, we have a clean slate. So this is a card, the number 10 can be a card or an energy vibration of endings, because it's the last of the digit cards of the tarot before we get to the court cards. After we get to the number 10 in the tarot, we get to the page, and then the knight, and then the queen and the king. So this is the end of a cycle of energy. And again, we have fire, so this is a spiritual energy or creative energy. So we're nearing the end of something. Again, wrapping something up, wrapping up this cycle. But again, with this particular element, we're feeling a little bit hurried or anxious or rushed or overburdened or stressed. So this is a message to you to take care of yourself, to really give yourself some downtime, give yourself a little bit of self-nurturing. It's not necessary to push yourself to such extremes. So the biggest message to me is really to, take care of yourself here. Let's look at the last card for the month of December. Okay, I was wondering if we were going to see a Major Arcana card. So here is Major Arcana number 18, the Moon, with Archangel Haniel. And it says, important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. Now, when we have the Moon card show up, it usually talks about subconscious fears and anxieties and doubts and some of that negative ego mind stuff that we're dealing with on a subconscious level. This is about subconscious patterns, and it can be in any area of your life: relationships, family, money, your life path, your career. But we're dealing with those fears. And again, because it's the end of the year, and with some of the energies that are going on with Chiron stationing direct, and the new moon squaring Chiron, and then, the full moon on Christmas, and even earlier in the month when we have Mars squaring Pluto, that's a really big indicator. With Mars square Pluto, that there's going to be some major transformation going on. And with the moon in Libra at that time, I feel like a lot of that's going to be regarding relationship matters and matters of equality with people. So this month seems to be a month where we're taking care of a lot of loose ends and coming to completion within certain cycles of healing that need to be taken care of. Cycles within our relationships or circumstances and situations that we're going through in our life. A lot of things going on the subconscious level, a lot of transformation, a lot of evolving of our consciousness and raising our vibration. So I feel like a lot of this month of December is definitely some soul growth and evolution that's taking place. And, I feel like this is just, it's like ebb and flow. We always have to go with ebb and flow. Sometimes things are really positive. Sometimes things feel stressful and challenging. And I don't feel that December has to feel challenging, but I do feel like we're definitely going to be going through some internal changes and some healing processes. So if you know that ahead of time and you welcome that as an opportunity to do some deep soul searching and some deep spiritual healing. And when you welcome that opportunity and look at it that way, it makes it a lot easier as you move through the energies for this month. Let's see what the special message card is depending on your stone of choice. So here we have the Goddess Guidance Oracle. We're going to give it a little shuffle and call in your angels and the archangels and your guides. Whoop, this one's sticking out for Amethyst already. Amethyst people, Arakura is your message. And it says blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. So people that chose Amethyst, you're in the beginning stages of like a lotus blossom unfolding. The petals are starting to unfold. The flower is starting to open. But you have to have patience with yourself because it's kind of the beginning of a new cycle of energy for you. It's the beginning of an awakening. It's the beginning of an expansion. And it's a beautiful blossoming. If you look at this wonderful picture of this goddess, she's dressed all in white, the highest spiritual vibration color. And she's kind of coming out of the center of this beautiful flower. And in the center is a yellow color, golden yellow, light of sense of confidence and willpower. And there's kind of two flowing white, I think this is probably part of like her dress, but it almost reminds me of two moons, two crescent moons on either side. So I want to say that this blossoming is occurring within moon cycles for you, new moon, full moon. There probably is something very significant for you that's going to be occurring around the new moon and the full moon this month. So pay attention to some of the healing that takes place for you or some of the movement that takes place with you, although I feel like the movement is more of an internal movement, again, as we're unfolding the energies from within ourselves. Again, we're kind of letting certain gifts and certain sparkles within us are starting to kind of blossom out and be able to be shown to the world. But again, you're in the beginning process, so have patience as you move through that. Okay, so for those of you that chose the selenite, give this again a little bit of a shuffle. Selenite people, Pele, I love this card. Pele, divine passion. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? So this to me is tapping into the lower chakra energies. We have a lot of red and orange and even some yellow here. So very vibrant here. To me, Kundalini energy comes up. And the Kundalini energy is that energy coiled at the base of your root chakra. And it can feel very sexual in nature, which is why this is about passion, your divine passion. But the Kundalini energy, is a creative life force energy. This is the creative God source energy that's welling up within you. And if you see, it's like she's bending backwards, almost in a type of yoga pose, but she's got her hands uplifted towards the top of this volcano. So there's some sort of energies that are welling up within you, this passion, this creative self-expression welling up within you from the lower chakras that needs expression, that wants expression. So tap into whatever that passion is. Maybe you've felt lately that you've been lacking a sense of passion or lacking a sense of creativity. I feel like in order to tap into that, you need to tap into this goddess energy of Pele. So wear some very kind of sexy kind of clothes or something that makes you feel really feminine and really beautiful. Or you might put on some sort of dance music, and you don't have to go anywhere to do this, and just do this within your own home by yourself. But this is to help you tap into that Kundalini creative self-expressive energy, is to kind of dance around and feel beautiful and get in touch with that divine feminine within you, that powerful divine feminine within you. So I think that that creativity, tapping into that creative source, is going to be very beneficial for you in this month of December. It's going to help you to move forward. Okay, for those of you that chose the Celestite, okay, Celestite people, is Cordelia, and it says go outside. You have been indoors for too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Okay, so definitely we're talking about nature being important right now. I know that for some of us it's winter time, it's cold, we don't want to be outside as much, and here we have this beautiful spring-like looking energy with lots of flowers around her and flowers in her hair. She even has a crescent moon on her forehead, which I'll get to in a minute, but I feel like, oh, she's even got a couple of fairies up here too. So if you can't, they're saying, your angels and guides are saying, if you can't go outside to enjoy nature, if you're in a place to where there is a lot of snow and it is winter time on this side of the globe here, bring the outdoors indoors, excuse me. Bring nature indoors to you. So buy a lot of flowers or buy some plants. Put a lot of nature within your home, because this is going to help you to kind of get in touch with that naturistic energy. So again, I feel like you still need to go outside when it's sunny out. Go out even if it's for 10 minutes to let that sunshine shine down upon you. Or if you're in a part of the world where it is spring, summer, I guess it would be summertime, then go outside and get some fresh air, because the oxygen that is given off by the trees and the plants and the flowers and nature is actually assisting your physical, mental, and emotional bodies. It's actually energizing you and uplifting you, and it's actually, to me, bringing in a sense of color and creative energies into your life. Now, this moon in the third eye chakra, this to me is saying too that nature, whether it's indoors or outdoors for you, is going to help you to tune in to your psychic senses and perceptions. That's what that third eye and that crescent moon at the third eye is talking about here. So very important messages for this month of December. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to the monthly and the weekly readings. For all of you that watch and like and comment on both my videos and my Facebook posts, I want to send out a big thank you to you. And for those of you that maybe are newer to watching these videos, I have two Facebook pages. One is under Colleen Lema and one is under Sacred Soul Empowerment, which is the same name as my website. I have a lot of services on my website. If you'd like me to do a personal reading or a personal healing session with you, you can look at what the descriptions are on Sacred Soul Empowerment. I would love to be able to assist you as we're nearing here the end of a year, the end of a cycle of energy, and getting ready to launch into a new creative energy in 2016. So many, many blessings of love and light to all of you. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year coming up soon. So love and light and many blessings to all.